Steelers Nation, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into a major development involving Coach Mike Tomlin's bold decision and a jaw-dropping off-season workout from one of our top running backs, do us a quick favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The team is doing everything it can this offseason to get better and bring real results in 2025. And we're here to keep you updated every step of the way. Now let's jump into what's got the entire fan base talking. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has officially addressed one of the biggest question marks surrounding the team's blockbuster trade that sent Minkah Fitzpatrick back to the Dolphins. In return, Pittsburgh landed tight end Jonnu Smith and all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey. But here's the twist. Instead of letting Ramsey lock down the outside like he's done for most of his career, Tomlin is shifting him into a hybrid safety role, essentially filling Fitzpatrick's old shoes. Naturally, fans and analysts alike are questioning the decision. Ramsey, while one of the best corners of the last decade, has never been a full-time NFL safety. Is this a stroke of genius or a desperate move? Tomlin, in an interview with Brian Batko of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, responded clearly and confidently. Greater than he's long, he's fast, he's combative. His above-the-neck game and feel for the passing game is excellent. He's physical. People often forget that this guy was probably the best safety prospect in the draft when he came out. That just speaks to how immense his talent level is. That's high praise, but also a lot of pressure. The last time Ramsey played safety with consistency, high school and a bit in college, since entering the NFL, he's made his name as a shutdown corner. Now, with a loaded cornerback room that includes Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., Brandon Eccles, and Beanie Bishop Jr., the Steelers are banking on Ramsey's versatility and football IQ to give them more flexibility in the secondary. What gives this move a bit more credibility is the Steelers' recent track record with veteran DBs making positional shifts late in their careers. In 2023, Patrick Peterson was brought in as an outside corner but struggled early. Once the coaching staff moved him to a hybrid safety nickel role, he flourished, playing some of his best football in years. Then there was Eric Rosigned mid-season, largely overlooked, but ended up being a key contributor down the stretch in a similar safety role. Pittsburgh seems to have a knack for identifying how to maximize veterans once their outside corner days are behind them. The Steelers clearly believe Ramsey can follow that same path, but there's one major difference. This time, the move cost them Minkah Fitzpatrick. That raises the stakes considerably. And here's something else to think about. After 2025, there's no guaranteed money left on Ramsey's contract. If this experiment fails, Pittsburgh can move on with zero dead cap, thanks to Miami still covering his signing bonus. But if Ramsey succeeds, he could become a multi-positional weapon that redefines how the Steelers run their secondary. Now, while we're talking about next-level preparation and off-season commitment, let's switch over to the offense, where Jaylen Warren has just gone viral for one of the wildest workout routines we've seen all summer, with Najee Harris out of the picture and rookie Caleb Johnson waiting in the wings. Warren is officially RB1 heading into training camp, and he's training like a man on a mission. In a video posted by RBS_@_training on Instagram, Warren can be seen sprinting down a field with a 200-pound soccer net strapped to his back. That's not a typo. No parachutes, no resistance bands. This guy went full beast mode, dragging a net that weighs more than most linebackers. And that's not all. He followed that session with resistant sprints in the sand and water on the beaches of Maui. This isn't just conditioning, it's the kind of intense, explosive training that signals Warren is aiming to not only lead the backfield but make a Pro Bowl statement in 2025. Last season, Warren racked up 511 rushing yards and a touchdown, along with 310 receiving yards. In 2023, he had nearly 800 rushing yards and over 350 receiving. Now, as the starter, there's real belief that he can break the 1,000-yard from scrimmage mark and maybe even push past it. What makes Warren so dangerous in this new Steelers offense under Aaron Rodgers is his versatility. He's not just a bruiser or a speed back, he's a true dual-threat weapon, with Rodgers likely leaning on checkdowns behind a still-developing offensive line. Warren's role as a pass catcher could become even more critical. Let's not forget, thrives when he has reliable backs who can catch out of the backfield. Think about his connection with Aaron Jones in Green Bay. Now imagine that same chemistry developing between Rodgers and Warren in Pittsburgh. If Warren's insane off-season work ethic translates to better balance, quicker burst, and sharper cuts, there's no reason he can't be the biggest offensive surprise of 2025. He's the kind of player that could thrive in the short yardage and red zone game, especially with defenses needing to account for the Steelers' deep tight end rotation and new receivers as we inch closer to training camp. The Steelers are shaping up to be one of the most fascinating teams in the league. You've got Aaron Rodgers, at age 41, trying to make one final run, a defense that's undergone massive changes, a head coach making bold schematic shifts, and a running back dragging soccer goals up and down the field in the offseason. Mike Tomlin's decision to deploy Ramsey as a Swiss Army knife in the secondary might raise eyebrows, but if it works, it could be a stroke of genius. And Jaylen Warren's explosive offseason preparation might be just what this offense needs to finally break through. The roster looks stacked, the stakes are high, and the front office is clearly going all dash-in. Steelers fans. It's no secret that the team's fate in 2025 is going to hinge on one crucial thing: trench dominance. Last year, we all witnessed how injuries and inconsistency along the offensive and defensive lines led to a disappointing playoff exit. The front office knows this, and that's why this offseason has been about investing in youth, toughness, and building from the inside out. One of the most important young pieces in this rebuild, second-year center Zach Frasier. He was thrown into the fire last season when Nate Herbig went down in training camp, and instead of flinching, Frasier stood tall. He started 15 games and quickly became one of the most reliable players on the line. His offensive line coach, Pat Meyer, spoke with Tribleave and gave Frasier major credit. "I thought Zach played well last season for a first-year guy. He got thrown right in there and had to make all the calls, the adjustments up front." Meyer went on to emphasize that Frasier had some veteran help, early namely from Isaac Sumelo, and before his departure, James Daniels, but going forward, Frasier will need to become not just a solid contributor, but a vocal commander of the offensive line. Coach Meyer was clear in his praise, but he also didn't sugarcoat what Frasier needs to improve on. He's a really good leader, but needs to just become a little bit more vocal in doing some things like that. But he's a football guy. He loves ball and loves the game. He's going to do anything to win, and that's the type of guys that we want. That one line stands out a little bit more vocal. It might not seem like a huge critique, but for a center in the NFL, that's a massive deal. The center is the brain of the offensive line. He calls protections, identifies blitzers, adjusts blocking schemes, especially when you've got a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers behind you and a unit with this much young talent. And let's not forget, consistency at the center position is something the Steelers have sorely missed since the legendary Maurkice Pouncey retired. For years, it felt like we were stuck in a revolving door at center. That search may finally be over with Frasier. Here's the thing: Isaac Sumelo, biggest mentor, is heading into the final year of his contract. If Pittsburgh doesn't bring him back in 2026, there's a strong chance that every single starting offensive lineman will be on their rookie contract next season. That's right, all 5 starters could be under the age of 26, and none of them will have more than 3 full years of experience. That makes Frasier, at just 24 years old, the de facto alpha of the group. He won't just be calling blocks, he'll be setting the tone for the entire offensive front. Broderick Jones may be entering his 3rd season, but 2025 will be his first full year starting at left tackle. He still has a lot to prove. Spencer Anderson, another 2023 draft pick, is more of a utility backup than a vocal leader. So who's the natural choice to command the trenches? All signs point to Frasier. Let's be real, there's a ton of pressure on Zach Frasier this year. He's no longer the rookie with training wheels. He's the center of the offense, both literally and figuratively. His play and leadership will affect Aaron Rodgers, a 41-year-old quarterback who needs a reliable center more than ever. The offensive line, a young unit looking for direction and stability. The run game, with Jaylen Warren expected to shoulder a heavier load. Interior line success is non-negotiable. The rookie QB behind Rodgers. Whoever eventually takes the reins will be learning from the man, snapping him the ball. The Steelers don't just want Frasier to improve, they need him to lead, to communicate with clarity, to step into the role Pouncey once owned. And based on what we've seen so far, Frasier absolutely has the tools to do it. This is bigger than just one player improving. This is about setting the foundation for a new Steelers era. Pittsburgh has been known for dominant lines on both sides of the ball. Think back to the Jerome Bettis days. The bus didn't run without Alan Fanuca and Jeff Hardings blowing open holes. Or how about the Big Ben era, when Pouncey and David DeCastro were leading the way? That kind of offensive identity has been missing for years. The Steelers have been patching holes with veterans and stopgap players, but Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin are clearly trying to build something long-term now. Zach Frasier is a central part of that vision, pun fully intended. Now it's your turn. Steelers Nation, what do you think of Tomlin's decision to turn Yolan Ramsey into a hybrid safety? Can he truly replace Minkah Fitzpatrick? Or is this just a temporary bandage on a bigger problem? And how about Jaylen Warren? Will this be the season he explodes into the national spotlight and takes over as one of the league's most dynamic running backs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe so you never miss a single update. We've got a wild season ahead, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Here we go, Steelers.